How do you ensure that area residents are informed or engaged in the planning process for new developments? And I'll just give an example. The Coach Creek development road that goes on to Artist View Way, affects neighboring communities beyond just Artist View Way.
Yes.
Right.
So this past term, I would say council really wasn't looking for too much community input, the majority of council. I quite enjoyed it. I read every letter that was sent in. I watched every video. I wanted to see the county continue to advertise in the local Rocky View Weekly, because for some people, like out in Bragg Creek, there is no internet. And we say, just go to the county website. Well, that's a difficult thing to do, perhaps, for some folks out in the country or out in Bragg Creek. So the other reason was it supported a local small business with independent news reporting, but that's another matter. So there might be the possibility to do more of a push. So right now we're kind of leaving on residents in general to do a poll. If they are interested, they have to go find it and go get it themselves. But if you're within a certain area, then it actually gets pushed to you. And we had silliness like cutting a street in half in Artist View on a notification. And I tried to make a motion at first reading that, no, it's silly to notify half the street and not the whole street. Why do you not include the entire street? But unfortunately, that motion got defeated, and we notified half a street. So I think we could look at our notification rules, so that even the push is working better. But I think we need to make it a little bit easier to do a poll, and the county does have a safe and sound email blast out, and it's division by division. So I know, for instance, my wife Judy signs up, and she got a notification about the election upcoming and where to vote. And I thought, wow, this is great. So this is pretty high tech for the county. But in general, we need to invest a little more in IT. So it's kind of behind the covers, but I'd say our IT is challenged at the county and definitely could use some investment, and that may open the doors to different ways to have notifications. Now, in terms of the MGA talks about the public is invited to a public hearing, and it keeps saying the public. So when you're subscribing to push things out to people, as opposed to just display and let the public figure it out and come and talk to you at a hearing, I have to explore with administration a little bit, because the Springbank Community Association might be someone that subscribes, but the Edmonton Dog Walkers Association could also subscribe, and practically, why do they care? And it burns a lot of administration time potentially on these pushes. So we just have to think a little more deeply about it and get some help from administration. And what we usually do is also survey other municipalities in the region and make sure we're not falling behind, and perhaps we can set a better example if we want to push ahead a little more. But you go to Calgary's website and councillors have update zones, and it's far superior to what Rocky View offers, say. So even from notification as to what council is going to work on, what our priorities are, that's pretty thin on the website. And it tends to be at almost a reactive responses to applications.
Yeah, and I think when I'm speaking with folks, a lot of people would love to see greater communication. When I think of the role as councillor, I think of it as more of a board member at a corporation, and you're a fiduciary. And when you're trying to make informed decisions, and these decisions there's big money and there's big impacts for folks, I think it'll be crucial to be able to tap into resident sentiment in a meaningful and effective way. I would really be my business background, having done a lot of technology entrepreneurship. I know there's mobile apps. There's a ton of different ways to quickly get input from residents. When you see issues that are polarizing, where there's not strong majority, then I think you're looking town halls. When you do those, you need to bring all the experts in the room. If you're going to get down to making decisions, it's important to have organized meetings and have a fair approach to understanding the issues, and then really sit across the table with people and figure out what concessions could be made, figure out how to bridge the gap on many of these things. As councillor, trying to discharge my fiduciary duty, I don't see how you can do that unless you have significant resident input, as well as other stakeholders. No question, there's many levels of government to sift through. However, resident interaction or resident sentiment is going to be paramount. I also think the information available on Rocky View County's website, it could use an overhaul. I think it'd be helpful in pushing that forward. And even just general publication. So folks care. What I know from door knocking is that everybody wants to make Rocky View County and their particular division and community the best ever. And if we can work effectively to bring those voices together, I think we'll be well positioned for the future.